town was on edge. Mothers locked their doors earlier. Children whispered quietly under their blankets. Even the dogs barked less at night, as if sensing something dark in the air. But amidst it all stood Pastor Samuel. His smile never faded, his white suit shining brighter each Sunday. His voice echoed through the church. To the people, he was either a man of God or a man to fear. That night, Grace walked home from the market. Her sandals scraped the dust, sharp sounds in the silence. She wrapped her shawl tightly, glancing nervously from side to side. Every shadow seemed alive. Almost home, just a few more steps, Grace murmured nervously. As she passed Samuel's compound, her heart froze. A faint red glow flickered behind his curtains. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Grace's breath caught. She told herself to keep walking, to never look back. But her feet betrayed her. Slowly, against her better judgment, she stepped closer. Through a gap in the curtain, she saw him. Samuel stood before a stone idol, its hollow eyes burning with cruelty. Around it lay children's shoes, small clothes, and charms tied with rope. His white suit bore stains, dark stains, that looked too much like blood. Samuel's lips moved quickly, chanting words Grace did not understand. His voice was low, guttural, unnatural. The shadows around him danced, bending unnaturally, making him look less like a man and more like a monster. Grace stumbled back. Her heart pounded so loudly, she thought the whole world could hear it. She pressed her hand tightly over her mouth to stifle a scream. Then, her foot struck a stone. Samuel's head snapped around. His eyes glowed faintly in the red candlelight. Grace froze. Then she ran. Her sandals slapped against the dirt, her shawl flapping wildly behind her. She ran until her chest burned, until her legs shook, until her hut came into sight. She burst inside, bolted the door, and collapsed to the floor. Her body trembled. She pressed her back to the wall, listening, waiting for footsteps that never came. "Oh Lord, protect me! Oh Lord, protect me!" Grace cried out in desperation. But the memory of the idol, the blood, the shoes, burned in her mind. It would not leave. It would never leave. The night receded, but the dread lingered. In the light of day, whispers spread like wildfire, reaching every corner of the village. "Have you heard? Something strange happened last night," one village child asked, curious. Another village child replied, excited, "They say Grace saw something terrifying." Even Samuel, now standing in his church, noticed the thinning crowd. The faithful, once devoted, now hesitated. Rumors can erode foundations as strong as faith, but Samuel would not let go so easily. "The devil is among us. The enemy wants to scatter this flock," Samuel shouted, louder and fiercer. He raised his voice, louder, fiercer. His words echoed through the hall, but the eyes that met his no longer carried trust. They carried fear. At night, the drums returned, louder, darker. Smoke curled from Samuel's backyard, carrying with it a smell that made stomachs turn. A woman passing by swore she heard cries, faint, muffled cries, cut short by chanting. She covered her ears, but the sounds pierced her soul. She told no one. Grace, however, could not remain silent. Her nights were sleepless, her prayers unending. The vision of Samuel before the idol haunted her. She began to whisper her secret to those she trusted most. Fear spread faster than fire. Whispers turned into gasps. Gasps turned into outrage. And still, no one dared confront Samuel directly. Not yet. One evening, lightning cracked across the sky. The storm shook the village, and in the flashes of light, shadows moved within Samuel's house. A neighbor pressed her face against the window and saw blood splattered across the floor, Samuel's hands raised high above the idol. Around him, tiny shoes lay scattered like offerings. She staggered back in horror, screaming into the rain. The villagers gathered, torches trembling in their hands. For the first time, they were ready to face him. Inside, Samuel's chants grew louder, louder than the storm, louder than their fear. The night of reckoning had begun. "We can no longer be silent. We must confront the darkness," Grace said resolutely. "We stand with you, Grace. No more fear," Villager 1 declared. "Together, we can end this nightmare," Villager 2 added with determination. With newfound courage, the villagers marched together, their hearts pounding louder than the thunder above. "The power is mine. It flows through me," Samuel shouted, his voice manic. Confrontation was inevitable. What they found inside would test the very fabric of their resilience. "Samuel, your reign of terror ends now," Villager 3 declared defiantly. The room was filled with strange symbols, glistening with an unnatural light. The air was thick and oppressive. "These symbols are not of this world," Grace said, shaken. "You fools! You cannot stop the inevitable. The power will consume you all." Samuel shouted, his voice defiant. "Power built on fear crumbles. We will restore peace," Grace said calmly. "What must be done now. We end this," Villager 4 said, resolved. With a unified spirit, they advanced, ready to reclaim their village and their lives. Samuel's eyes darted from face to resolute face. A facade of power being slowly chipped away by fear. The truth is only beginning to unfold. What lies behind Samuel's door is darker than anyone could imagine. If you want to see the shocking next chapter, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Folktales Unveiled. Should we release part 3? The choice is yours.